Welcome to Distance Learning. Today's math lesson is 6.7, partial quotient division. For the past 2 days, we have been learning how to divide 2 digits by 1-digit numbers. We're using partial quotient. Today, during math, we will use partial quotient division to divide whole numbers with 3-digit dividends. Please try and remember your vocabulary words: dividend, divisor, and quotient. These are important terms that you need to memorize: dividend, divisor, and quotient. Okay. At this point, if you do not have your math notebook or a pencil with you, please pause the video and go get your math notebook and a pencil, because during this lesson today, you will be asked to pause the video and solve some problems on your own. Okay, let's start with a math message. Lillian needs to buy 112 bottles of water for school party. The bottles come in packs of 4. How many packs should she buy? Okay, sorry. First of all, let's ask ourselves, what do we know? Lillian needs to buy 112 bottles, and bottles come in pack of 4. We know that much. What do we need to find out? How many packs should she buy? That's what we need to find out. So we can write a number model with the letter standing for unknown quantity, 112 divided by 4, and we could use the unknown number b. Estimate, we could estimate 112 to 100 and divided it 4, we could do 5, so 112 divided by 5, you get 20. So it's about 20 packs is our estimate. Now, let's try and do this problem, okay? Let's go here. Excuse me, 1 second. And let's try and solve this problem. So let's look at our benchmarks. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 5 is 20, 4 times 10 is 40. So I'm going to use 40, 4 times 10. So 4 times 10 is 40. Very important, please pay attention. We have to put our numbers in the right place value. So you have to put the 0 in the ones place and the 4 in the tens place. The numbers have to be aligned properly. Now we can subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. From 1, you cannot take away 4, so we borrow from here. That becomes a 0, and this becomes an 11. Sorry, my 0 looks a little weird, sorry. So 11 minus 4 is 7. I can still keep going on because my remainder here is bigger than my divisor, and I can still use 10 because 10 times 4 is 40, and 40 is less than 72. So I can use another 10, okay, and you subtract 72 minus 40, and I will get 2 minus 0 is 2, and 7 minus 4 is 3. Now, we know our 4's facts, so we're going to go look here and say, oh, wow, look at this. We have a 32 right here. So 4 times 8 is 32. So I'm going to just use 4 times 8. And you subtract, and you get 32, and you get 0. So now let's add up our quotient, partial quotient. 10 times 10 is 20. 20 plus 8 is 28. So how many packs should she buy? She should buy 28 packs. So if we go back to our question that we estimate question, we said 20 packs was close enough to 28. So answer is 28 packs. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to watch a video. And this partial quotient video, this gentleman tries and solves it in a really nice method. You can keep listening to it, pausing it. We're going to listen to only one of his problems, and then we're going to try and solve another problem on our own. Okay, so let's start.
Hey folks, Mr. Math Blog here, and this lesson is we're going to divide 3 digits by 1 digits, and we're going to do this by partial quotients. Okay, so it's kind of confusing in the beginning, but you'll see it. It'll unwind here in just a second. Okay, so give me just give me a minute or so, and it should start unwinding. Here's an example. For Tony's science class, he wants to make bags of treats that have 5 treats in each bag. If he has a total of 125 treats, how many bags can he make? Okay, so this is going to be a division problem, you guys. And so what we're going to do is divide 5 into 125, okay? So I pulled this out of your book, you guys. So with partial quotients, the method, you look for multiples of the divisor. The divisor is the number that's dividing into, and you subtract it from the dividend. Well, that's the number you're dividing into. Then the partial quotients are added together. And I know you're thinking, what? What does that mean? Well, I'll unwind this for you in just a second, okay? So don't worry about that. I'll help you see what this means, okay? So first, here we're going to divide 125 divided by 5, okay? So the 125 is this purple dividend right here. That's what this is right here. And the divisor, this blue word divisor, is my blue number 5, okay? So we're going to write it like this right here, okay? And then we're going to divide. And then we start thinking, okay, how many? Okay, remember this number is 125. The 1 is in the hundreds position, the 2 is in the tens position, and the 5 is in the ones position. So 5 can't go into this 1 right here, so I'm not going to have any 100s here. So 5 is going to have to go into this 12, and 12 ends in the 10 spot. So I'm going to do multiples of 10 times 5. Okay, so let me move it up here on the next page over here. Okay, so here it is right here. I'm going to go 10 times 5 and put it 50 right there, okay? Because there you can do 10 times 5, and we're just going to keep doing multiples of 10 times 5. That's why they're called partial quotients, you guys. We're just breaking it down part by part, okay? So 10 times 5 equals 50, okay? So we're going to subtract multiples of 5, and since 10 times 5 is easy, let's use multiples of 10 times 5, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and subtract. So 5 minus 0 is 5, and then 12 minus 5 is 7. So this is going to be 75 right here when we subtract. Okay, so continue subtracting multiples of 10 times 5 until we can't get another multiple of 10 times 5, okay? Until the number ends up being less than the multiple. So let's go ahead and do another 10 times 5 here, because that's 50, and I'm going to subtract that, okay? So subtract another 50 right there, okay? Now I can't subtract 50 anymore, so I'm going to do smaller multiples of 5, okay? So we're going to continue doing this, and I'm going to do subtract smaller multiples of 5. I can do 1 times 5, 2 times 5, but here I'm going to go ahead, since I know 5 times 5 is 25, I'm going to go ahead and do 5 times 5, because that's going to get me 25 right there. Okay, and then I get a remainder of 0 right there, so I can stop. All right, so here's the directions that I had written before that I was asking, that didn't make much sense. Okay, so with partial quotients, we look for multiples of the divisor, which was multiples of 10 times 5, and my 5 was my divisor, and we subtracted them. We kept subtracting, subtracting, subtracting. Then we add these partial quotients together. So I'm going to add these numbers together. So 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 5 is 25, and then that's my answer. The answer is going to be 25. So let's answer it in the context of the problem. Remember, it's Tony's science class. That means he's going to be able to make 25 bags.
Okay, that was, I think, a good lesson that that he had shown us. Okay, now it's our turn. So let's try and do this. I'm going to read you the question. You're going to pause the video and try and solve it. Then we will solve it together. Corey bought 162 stickers to put in a gift bags. She wants each gift bag to contain 6 stickers. Okay, each bag should have these 6 stickers. How many gift bags can she make? Please pause the video and try and solve this problem. Okay, thank you for trying and solving the problem. So now let's go and do this problem. Benchmark 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 5 is 30, 6 times 10 is 60. I can even go 6 times 12, 72, but I'm going to stick with the benchmarks and I'm going to do 6 times 10. So let's try and use a different color this time. Let's try and do blue. 6 times 10. Remember, I'm going to put it in the right place value order. 6 times 10 is 60. 1's place, 10's place. I'm going to subtract. 2 minus 0 is 2. 6 minus 6 is 0. And 1 minus 0 here is 1. I'm going to continue doing another 10 because 102 is more than 60. So 6 times 10 is 60 right here. Okay, I'm going to subtract. We take another number for color for this. So from 2, I can take away 0, so that is 2. But from 0, I can take away 6, so I'm going to make that a 0. This becomes a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4, so I get 42. So now I can look at my 6 table. I said, look, this 6 times 7 is 42. So I'm going to use this 7, and I'm going to say 6 times 7 is 42. I'm going to subtract 42 minus 42 is 0. Now I am going to add this up. 10 plus 10 is 20, and 20 plus 7 is 27. So our answer should be 27. She can make 27 bags. Okay, so thank you for trying it. And now let me show you one more thing. So Cooper decided, and Gracie and Ginger, Cooper's friends, decided to do it different ways. Let me show you Cooper's thinking, Gracie's thinking, and Ginger's thinking. Cooper decided, he thought, I am going to be looking at the 6 table. I know this is in the hundreds, and these are all in the tens. So he thought 6 times 10 is 60. How about if I double 6 times 10? Or do 6 times 20? So he did 6 times 2 is 12, and he attached the 0. So he did 6 times 20 is 120. And he subtracted it from it, and he got 42. Then he said, okay, I'm going to do this benchmark using 6 times 5. So 6 times 5 is 30. He subtracted, got 12. And then he knows that 6 times 2 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. So he got this problem in 3 easy steps. 20 plus 5 is 20, plus 2 is 27. So Cooper got it in 3 steps. Gracie said, I am going to do it each step by step. I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to jump into big numbers. I'm going to take it easy. So Gracie says, I am only going to do the tens and whatever I can figure out with 6 tables, because I'm not very comfortable with my 6 tables. So Gracie said, I'm going to do just 6 times 10 is 60. Make sure to look how nicely she placed it in the ones places and the tens place. And they subtracted, you got 112. And she said, I'm going to do another 10. And then she did it 102 minus 60, got 42. She said, okay, so if I can't do, she said 6 times 6, then she did 6 times 6, got 36. And she got a 1, she got a 6. And then she said, I'll do 6 times 1 is 6. So she got it in 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. She got 24. So Gracie did it nice and easy. Ginger said, forget Cooper and Gracie. I am in a hurry. I know my facts very well. I am going to just zip through this. So Ginger said, I'll just do 6 times 20 is 120. And then he got 42. And Ginger knew that 6 times 7 is 42. So she got straight into 6 times 7, put 42 and got 0. So she got it in 2 easy steps. Cooper got it in 3 steps, Gracie got it in 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, and Ginger got it in 2 steps. You decide how many steps you want to take it. You can take it in 2, 3 as Cooper, 4 as Gracie, or 2 as Ginger. It's your choice. However you want it, try your best. Okay? I hope you understood what was taught today in today's lesson. What you're going to do now is you're going to look at the worksheets that are uploaded in your Google Classroom and write down in your math notebook. Okay, good luck.